You know what everybody keeps asking me? Greg, what is Livefusion? I get that all the time. Greg, what's Livefusion? And every time somebody asks me that question, I already know what's coming next. They're trying to put Livefusion into a box. Somebody says to me, "Hey, is it like YouTube, Greg?" Nope. Somebody else says, "Is it like Facebook?" Nope. Then somebody says, TikTok. It's like TikTok, right? No. Then Patreon always got to get thrown into the conversation. Not like Patreon either. I get it though. I get why people are trying to understand Livefusion that way. People are trying to understand Livefusion by comparing Livefusion to something that they already know exists. So it's that model. It's what they already know. They don't know anything else. Livefusion is a platform that's unique, never done before. So there's no blueprint to kind of compare it to. So people compare it to what already exists. YouTube, Kick, all the streaming platforms, but it's none of that. But like I said, I get it, I understand, but that's exactly where they get it wrong when they have that kind of outlook on what Livefusion is. Because if you're comparing Livefusion to those platforms, you're looking at it from the wrong angle. I didn't build another social media site. I didn't build another place where creators have to beg an algorithm to notice them. And I damn sure didn't build a copy of something that already exists. The world doesn't need another YouTube. It doesn't need another Facebook. TikTok is already TikTok. Patreon is already Patreon. Livefusion is Livefusion. You see, what I saw was a completely different problem going on in the creator economy. I kept seeing creators chasing views, followers, engagement, algorithms, and whatever new rule the platform decided mattered that day. One week everybody tells you this is what you got to do. This is what works if you want to get big on YouTube. A month later, the rules change. Then somebody comes along with a completely different formula, and they're putting videos up there. If you want to make it on YouTube, this is what you do. So you follow this kind of cycle of insanity, and through all of it, creators are still trying to get their content in front of people. That stood out to me because I lived it. I had a YouTube channel with around 2,500 subscribers. It was called Punching Bag Skunk. It's still up. Go check it out. Punching Bag Skunk. I worked hard on that channel. The numbers on that channel for the size 2,500 is decent because I matched numbers with. In other words, I did pretty good. It's not a huge channel, but it's not a tiny channel. It's just a regular creator trying to grow, right? And I was working my butt off. Believe me, I'm talking about editing videos at 2 and 3 in the morning, studying YouTube, looking at how YouTube started through, when they first started with just them little cheesy videos, watching videos about YouTube, learning about CTR, learning audience retention, learning watch time, learning click-through rates, thumbnails, how to create engaging thumbnails, like just checking every metric that they tell creators to care about. And my numbers looked good. They was in the solid green. If you know anything about YouTube, you got your solid green, you got your kind of transparent green, then you got your gray. Everything was in the solid green. There was times that I had, there was times that I had like crazy audience retention, and YouTube wouldn't show the video to anybody. You know what I mean? Everything solid green. Everything looked right. I was doing what they said creators were supposed to do, and YouTube still wasn't showing my videos to people. I'm sitting there looking at my videos, getting 20 impressions. The impressions are how many times they put it in front of some people. You got to show it to somebody for somebody to click on it. So the impressions are very important. 20 impressions. I got 2,500 subscribers. So you're not even showing them my own subscribers, my own fans. You give me 20 impressions on a video I worked all night on. This is what creators go through. 20, not 20,000, 20. And because you're only going to get a percentage of even if it was 20,000, you're going to get a percentage of that. It's a very small percentage. Like studies have conclusively shown that, I think it's like 2 to 5%. So you get how 20 impressions is just ridiculous. And during this time, I remember thinking, how is it even possible? How can I be doing everything right and still not getting shown to anybody? That's when something clicked. I realized I was spending more time trying to please an algorithm than building a business. And that's what made no sense to me. Why are creators working this hard just to maybe get some attention? Why isn't there a better way to monetize the people who already support you? Why isn't there a tool that focuses on money instead of reach, right? That's what led me to create Livefusion. And let me be clear about something. Let me be clear about something. Everybody wants to talk about the top 1%. Top 1% of creators on YouTube, the stars, the people that get millions of views, the people that make millions from ads, the people everybody points to as examples of the success, YouTube success. They're the examples, right? They're the standard. That's great. Good for them. Not hating. Great. Great for you. But that's not who I built Livefusion for. I built Livefusion for the other 99%, the small creators like me. 2,500 subscribers, 2,000, 10,000, 15,000 subscribers. These people that go live to get a super chat here and there, $5 or $10 super chat, and then they wait for the end of the month for YouTube to give them pennies. The trainer who works hard making videos, the painter who works hard making videos, the local expert, the mechanic, the retired athlete, the podcast with a loyal audience, the creator who's respected but just not famous yet, the creator who's talented but doesn't have millions of followers, the creator who's tired of being told to keep grinding, keep posting, keep chasing the algorithm, and maybe one day, just maybe, you'll get lucky. This is the struggle of content creators today. And it goes across all platforms. I'm saying YouTube, but it's the same way with Facebook, every other platform, right? You just go Instagram, go across the board. I'm talking about the small creator. That's what I'm interested in, because most creators aren't getting 50 million views. Most creators aren't making millions from advertising. Most creators are trying to figure out how to turn the audience they already have into real business, and that's exactly why Livefusion comes into the equation. Because I don't really care if somebody got 1 million views. Did they make any money? All right. I don't care if somebody has 500,000 followers. Can they pay their bills with it? Everybody knowing your name sounds nice, right? Hey, champ, what's up, champ? But do you have supporters? Do you have customers? Do you have people who actually value what you do enough to support it directly? That's the conversation I'm interested in. Because when you really break the numbers down, the difference is crazy, okay? Under the traditional ad model, which is basically all these platforms that are ad-based, so they make their money from putting ads on their content, so they're about ad-based. Creators are paid based on views, okay? Just listen. Let's say a creator has a very strong CPM, $10 per 1,000 views, which is a high CPM, right? It sounds great, right? But after platform revenue splits, that creator might only see around $5.50 per 1,000. So it goes from $10 to $5.50. To make $5,500, that creator needs around 1 million views. 1 million! To make $5,000, he needs 1 million views. Now, look at the same creator using the direct monetization model that Livefusion provides. Let's just say they host a premium event and they charge $20 per ticket. To make that same $5,500, they only need 275 paying customers. So you do the math, either a million or 275. You get it? So if you got 100,000 subscribers, you still need 1 million views to make 5,000 with that ad-based model. But with Livefusion, direct to fan monetization, you need 275 supporters to reach that same 5,000. It is a no-brainer to use Livefusion. You don't need 1 million views. 275 supporters get you that same 5,000. That's the difference. One model asks creators to chase massive numbers. The other asks creators to build relationships. One model is built around attention. Hey, look at me. I'm famous, but I'm broke. The other is built around support. All right. And that's exactly why I believe direct monetization is the future. And that's why so many people misunderstand Livefusion. A lot of people see a boxer using it and immediately think it's a boxing platform. No, the boxer is using a tool. Okay, that's the difference. A rapper can use the same tool. So can a podcaster. So can a painter. So can a trainer. So can a race car driver. That doesn't make Livefusion a boxing platform, a music platform, or an art platform, or even a racing platform. It makes Livefusion useful. That's the whole point. The tool is the product. I created a tool, right? The painter can monetize. The trainer can monetize. The race car driver can monetize. A comedian can monetize. A musician can monetize. A church can monetize. A podcast network can monetize. A sports media company can monetize. A local expert can monetize. A mechanic can monetize. A business coach can monetize. I'm going to show you how to buy a house or flip a house. He can monetize. Or him or her, I should say. Anybody with supporters can use Livefusion because it's a tool. Because Livefusion isn't built around one category. It's built around monetization. That's why I keep saying the tool is the sell, not the niche, not the content. The tool. And the thing that excites me most is that I don't think the biggest use for Livefusion has even happened yet. I really don't, because somebody out there is going to use this platform in a way I never even imagined. They're going to do something with it that nobody saw coming, and that's exactly what I want. I don't want to tell people how to use Livefusion. I want them to take the tool and make it their own. That's the point. The point is to give people a monetization tool that lets them figure out what works for them. A boxer might monetize the week leading up to the fight. You know what I mean? You ever remember them all access pre-fight interesting thing? Listen, you don't need a big giant streaming platform. I've made pay-per-view live. I've made it available for everybody. You know what I mean? So these fighters, these boxers that want to show what they do before a fight, you can monetize your own content. You don't need the zone. You don't need anybody. You can use the tool and monetize your own content. So you want to show what a fighter does the morning of a fight, what he eats when he gets up, how he trains, all this behind the scenes stuff that is boxing fans would be interested in. You can monetize that with what? With the tool. Instead of waiting for some network to decide your story matters, you can, fighter, listen, you can tell it yourself. A race car driver might take fans behind the scenes before a race, the day before a race. What does he go through? What is he thinking? Like, this is really premium content, right? That should be at a premium cost, right? A trainer could teach premium classes. I'm going to show you how a pro trains, a football pro trains, and I'm just throwing stuff out there because you can use the tool for anything. A painter might let supporters watch as they create a piece of art. They can show it step by step as it comes alive right before your eyes. Okay, use the tool for that. A rapper could bring fans into the creative process. I'm going to show you guys how I actually go from writing it to putting it on wax or however they do it today. I don't know. I'm talking about wax, so I'm old school. But you dig what I'm trying to say. A rapper could show the side that people don't know about, and he can gate it at a price and charge for it, and people will pay for it. All right? Why give it to YouTube? I just got to tell you this story real quick. I was watching Hall and Oates, and I forgot which one. The other one of them. He at his house he has like this barn, and he made a studio inside the barn, and the barn is a studio, and he invites his friends over to have jam sessions, and he invited his friend CeeLo Green over, and I watched them do some of the old hits from them, and they sang one. I just can't remember what it was, but it was awesome, man. It was awesome. I seen him singing, and it just was an awesome show. And then I looked on YouTube, and it had 876,000 views. So we already know the numbers, right? If a million views is about, I think it's like $3,000 to $5,000. So this awesome concert that he gave to YouTube for made $5,000. That same concert, our concert, because that's what it was. A jam session was a concert. It was awesome. That same, all he had to do was put that on Livefusion, gate it at $20, and people would have paid for it because I would have paid for it. That was an awesome show, and he makes $40,000 as opposed to $5,000. This is a no-brainer, people. It's just a no-brainer. It doesn't make any sense. If you have fans, you should migrate your fans to Livefusion. It's that simple. If you're so stuck with the other ones, stay there. Stay there. Use them for reach. But when you want to do your premium stuff and you want to make your money, bring your fans to Livefusion and make your money. There's no way Hall & Oates should give that concert away to YouTube for $5,000 when they could have made $50,000 on it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So anyone can use it. You know what I mean? A podcast network might host a premium live event. A media company could create exclusive experiences for its audience. And somebody else might come along with an idea none of us even thought about yet. You know what I'm saying? That's the vision. That's their vision, I should say. That's their vision. Livefusion is the tool that helps make it possible, right? We're not sitting around trying to become somebody else. We're not copying tired models that have been out forever. We're not trying to force creators into one lane. We're not giving people a direct path between what they do and the people who support it, right? That's it. It's simple. At some point, attention has to make money. At some point, support has to become a business. Creators deserve more than likes, views, and followers. They deserve a way to get paid for the value that they create. That's Livefusion, a monetization tool. That's what it is. The creator brings the vision, the supporters bring the value, and Livefusion provides the tool. And what people build with it after that is entirely up to them. That's the power of Livefusion. I created the tool. The creators bring the ideas. The supporters bring the value. And together, they decide what this becomes. Not an algorithm, not a platform telling them what matters, banning you, striking you, taking your channel right off there because you said something they didn't like. All right? None of that nonsense. Not an algorithm using your content to test the waters, because that's what they actually do. You got supporters, subscribers. They take a portion of they take your video and show it to other audiences, other niches, so they can test their algorithm. They can teach the algorithm. So they're not even showing. They might, if you're boxing-centered content, they might show your video to needle working or boating or biking, and then they test it so they can train their algorithm. So they're just using you. I mean, I hate to drop the bomb and get you guys in on what's going on, but that's what's going on. You know, we're not that. We're not a platform telling people what to do and what matters. You know what I mean? We're not some system deciding who gets seen and who gets ignored. That's not us. The people decide, the creators decide, the supporters decide. That's the future I believe in. All right? That's the future I believe in. And that's exactly why I created Livefusion. There you go, people.